Good morning. So I'm gonna possibly take a trade here on CLEU. So I'm long CLEU 910. Didn't quite get the price I wanted there, but this one did a big move earlier in pre-market, and now it's pulled back and tapped resistance, and um, will likely do a 5-minute setup, and I'm in anticipation of that. My stop is gonna be 850. I'm going to add to this over 966, which is the high of the last 5-minute candle. This current 5-minute candle closes in 15 seconds, so we'll have a new high of last 5-minute candle to break. It's currently 922 is the high of this 5-minute candle. So new candle forming now. If we can break 922. Let's see here. I'm buying again for the break of 922. Average price is 913. Alright, there we have the break of that, the high of this last 5-minute candle. Can we get it to go higher? Average price of 913. I'm going to want to see it break 950 here. If it can break 950. Taking a little bit of profit here at 953 if can. Cancel that order. So the stock did just do a move all the way from 650 or so up to a high of 970. Let's see, 984. So it is making some pretty big moves today. This is the first major 5-minute pullback. It did have one here around $8. So I think this is easily going to break over 10 here and make a new high of day. Might do a 1-minute pullback right here. So this is CLEU. It's 23 minutes until market open. I have 443 shares at an average price of $9.13, and right now we're looking for the break of $10. Trading a 5-minute setup. I haven't taken any profit yet. I did add to this trade once, but right now it's looking really, really good. Alright, looking for the break of $10. I'll take some profit right after it breaks 10. So this is a 1 minute setup here on the 1 minute chart, and it did a little pullback here and it broke the high, and now it's coming back down. So might take a little bit longer to break $10, but who knows, we'll see. My average price is 9.13. So worst case scenario, I would want to stop out with the full position somewhere above that. But I am holding it here for continuation on this 5 minute breakout. So it looks like we're going to get up here around $10 again. All right, here we go. 9.85 on the ask. Almost broke 10 there. Pushing through 10. Taking a quarter of my position at 10.17 if I nope, didn't fill, so I'm canceling. I did sell 110 shares actually at 10.17. And then I'm just going to hold the rest here for this to continue higher. So that was a whole dollar per share on my first profit taking order. So I'm ready to stop out here if need be. Ideally, it's going to break back above $10 pretty quickly here. Can we get above $10? Back above $10. Doing a 1 minute pullback here. We really want to see it hold the $10 level. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. So you can see, here's the 5-minute setup that was my entry. It came up, did this move pre-market before I logged in this morning, and then I accumulated down here for the break over the high of this candle, which is 922. I am holding this a little bit longer than I could. I could have been taking more profit up at $10. But this stock has been so strong this morning that there's a good chance this 5-minute setup is going to continue for, a couple more dollars. And I can always just stop out and look for the next good opportunity. So here we go. Can we get this 1-minute breakout? The high of the last candle is 10:06, and this one closes in 9 seconds. So the high of this candle is 986. If we can break 986 to the upside. There we go. Get back over $10 ideally. Okay, there we go. Now, CLEU, China Liberal Education Holdings. It is easy to borrow. If you see ETB right here, so I can short this stock. So it might be a one-hit wonder today. I could just trade one stock off on the upside as it's going up, and once it tops peaks for the day, coming back down. So I'm adding to my position here. My average price is down 923. I bought at 941 and 943. I added there because it's been pulling back quite a bit here. If it keeps coming down, I can stop out. But if it goes back up, I will capitalize on my full account. So I am ready to stop out. Alright, I'm stopping out there. It's okay. Up $137. So in review of that trade, I was being a little bit greedy, anticipating this going higher than $10. So I didn't take too much profit. I took a quarter of my position at 10.17. The high it's reached is 10.24, so that was a pretty good exit. Right now I might buy it over 950. That would be a decent entry. Coming up over this moving average on the 1 minute chart in anticipation of another 5 minute breakout. But this 5 minute trade that I traded wasn't nearly as big as the move it made earlier in pre-market. I am watching ARTL as well. It's not trading very fast, but it does have a lot of volume. But I'm primarily going to focus on CLEU right now. If CLEU comes down and breaks the VWAP, I'm interested in it to the short side. Taking a small starter here at 927 on CLEU. It's bouncing off this moving average. I have 124 shares. My stop will be 910 at this point. So I took a quarter of my position or my account there, and I will look to add when I see an actual setup. That was just a trade because it bounced off this 9 moving average, exponential moving average, but it hasn't formed a setup yet. So I'm just trying to get a head start here for if it does do a 5 minute setup And we have a minute and a half until the next 5-minute candle. So stopping out there, said I'd stop out at 9:10. I'm taking a small starter on SFET. This stock, I'll pull it up on this chart here. SFET. It's looking like it wants to break the VWAP here on the 5-minute chart. So my stop is going to be 264. I'm going to watch CLEU below VWAP. So I'm shorting CLEU here. It's bounced off this VWAP, but it's underneath this moving average. I'm in 2 stocks, so I'm going to really watch this short here. My cover is going to be at 920. So I'm covering there on CLEU. That was a little bit of a risky trade, but it's okay. So I'm in SFET to the long. So there goes CLEU back below $9. Possibly. I'm going to go ahead and buy some more of SFET here. I have a 1,500 share position right now. It looks like it's wanting to break to the upside of this VWAP. It's trading a little bit slower than CLEU, but it does have a high pre-market all the way up at 342. So my average price is 280. I have 1,500 shares of this. So I'm going to want to keep a tight stop. So I'll stop out at 270. $266, actually, it's the moving average here. We have a minute and a half to the bell, so brace yourself for some volume and volatility. So 40 seconds to the bell. I'm going to want to stop out of SFET if it gets below 265 here. And I'm watching CLEU for a break over 940. 5 seconds to the bell. So I'm in SFET. CLEU is making that move, but I'm staying in SFET for now. If we can break above the VWAP here, that would be ideal. It's 279 right now. So CLEU is possibly going to break below the VWAP here. SFET holding 269 right now. CLEU halting, coming down, it looks like. Wow, nothing is hitting the high-a-day Momo scanner. The CLEU is halted. Oh, we have a big buyer here on SFET, so that looks good. All right. SFET breaking above the VWAP. So I want to see this break $3. So it's doing a 1 minute pullback now. My average price is 280, 1,500 shares. Doing a 1 minute pullback above the VWAP. So now I want to see it push through $3. Here we go. Can we get a break of $3? I'm going to sell a quarter here at 297. Average price 280. So it's holding above the VWAP here, just barely. Okay, that's not great. We want to stay above the VWAP. I'm going to stop out here. So that was a considerable loss there on SFET. So my mistake this morning, twice in a row, being a little bit greedy and not taking enough profit when I get the move that I'm looking for. So just going to look for good setups. CLEU halted at 9:31.06, so it will resume at 9:36.06. So 50 seconds to resumption on CLEU. So it did halt, basically breaking VWAP. It's up quite a bit on the day. So I'm going to look to, I'm not going to buy this unless it gets above $9. And I'm going to short it if it continues to drop. So 6 seconds on CLEU. So shorting here at 8:35. Shorting again at 8:42. And shorting again at 8:20. So my average price is 836, short 548 shares. So I took a quarter of my profit at 785. Average price of 836 on this. Taking another quarter of profit at 765. Look at that. So I have 309 shares at an average price of 836 short. I'm going to stop out right here on the rest. So up 478 on this stock and green on the day, 237.26. Interesting. FTFT, I'm looking at a different screen. It's moved up about $1 since the market opened. I'm going to wait to see if CLEU can pull back up a little bit and do some kind of a breakout. Right now in the 1-minute chart, I would be selling it below 745 or below 745. So I'm ready to short here. Boom, 746. And I'm ready to cover. This is a 1-minute trade, so not as strong as 5 minutes, but it does have a lot of room to come down yet. Holding this position for now. And shorting the rest here at 757. So my average price is short at 751. Shoot. All right. So if it gets above $8, that's not good. My stop right now is $8. Giving it a little room. So this is kind of a tough 1-minute entry. It looks like below 745 is pretty good for it to continue going down. So there we broke below 745. There we go. Covering a quarter of my position at 726. Average price is 753. I'm short 441 shares. So it is kind of extended to the downside on the 5-minute chart for sure. So this isn't the safest entry that I've got here. So I'm going to look to short more right around $8. All right. Let's see what kind of move we can get here. So the low of the last 5-minute candle is 725. So we're breaking the low of the last 5-minute candle here. If it gets below 725. So it did do a double bottom here at 725. If it breaks that, that would be great, but it might not just yet. Shorting again here for the break of 725 to the downside. Average price is now 747. didn't make the move I was anticipating. So there's definitely some resistance getting down below this level. But it has a lot of room to come back down, so here we go. Low of this last 5-minute candle is 725 again. So 725, 725, and we broke it there. So I'm buying back if I can. Order's not filling at 687. So that was a really nice drop there. We'll see if it can continue. So I'm going to look for this to do a 1 minute setup to the downside. So the low of this last candle on the 1 minute chart is 694. And we have 13 seconds left on this one. So my price is 747. I certainly don't want to get back above that. But it seems today my strategy is to hold a little bit longer in hopes that one of these is going to work for a longer time frame. And this one could. It is pretty extended to the downside though. It opened up here at well, 982, or opened at 914, and it's all the way at 694 now. So How low can you go? CLEU. ARTL looks a little bit interesting if you want to look at that one. It's making new highs. So this, if you look on the 1 minute chart, it really is struggling to make it below 690 is this spot. So break below 690, we should see a move to at least 680, maybe 670, 660. So will we get that break of 690? Yes. So we got 685, 673. So I put out an order here to buy back a quarter of my position at 672. Hasn't executed yet. Now it has. So now I have 453 shares. Took a little bit of profit off the table, but holding most of my position. Wanting to break below 670 now. There we got the break just below 670. So I'm going to cover the whole position there at 677. Um, I just have this, just looking at the chart, it feels like it's not going to go down too far before it does a pullback. Could be wrong, but either way, I'm up 939 on CLEU, up 696 on the day. And I will look for another entry on this. Let's look at ARTL, ARTL, RTL. It's not moving too much. I'm going to keep my attention on CLEU. So I covered at 677. There doesn't seem like there's much resistance on this until 610. So I'm shorting this quarter of my account at 704 here. It came up and is kind of tapping this moving average on CLEU. So this is a little bit of a pullback. It could pull back more on the 5-minute, but I'm short 165 at 704 right now. So a little bit of a smaller position for now. Could add to it in a little bit if I see a good good add. One would be breaking the 1-minute candles, previous 1-minute candles low. But it looks like I'm missing that right now. Well, the low is 687, 692. So I'm going to short somewhere right there at 692 for this 1-minute setup to the downside. So see how we had this big move here, and then it came back, almost touched this moving average, and now it's coming back down. So I'm short 418 shares at 697. And I'm going to add to this breaking below 670. So just added my full account there at 672. So now I'm short full account. Average price was 688. And I'm going to look for a move down towards 611. My stop is break even, 688. So I'm ready to stop out on the whole position or ride it lower. CCNC is hitting the scanners. WKEY hitting the scanner. So if you look on the 10-second chart here, if it breaks down below 665, it's pretty good for a move lower. As long as we don't go all the way back up to 688 and I have to stop out, we'll probably get there. Because there isn't much resistance to the downside that I can see here. Market's been open for 37 minutes. So first and foremost, we want to manage our risk. We want the trade to go in our direction, or we want to stop out without a huge loss. So I'm stopping out at 690 there. Probably could have given myself a little bit more room, but there's no need. So now I'll be shorting below 665 for sure. I took a small short position at 690 just because it is tapping this moving average again, but just a small position. My stop will be $7. So I'm stopping out there. Stopped out at 6.99, just in time for that break. So you see here it flashed up to 730, a high of 730 there, which is right below this moving average. So maybe it's going to reject this level now. It probably will. So I'm going to take another short position here. 708. If this one ends up being a red trade, I might be done with this stock for today. Shorting again. If it gets over 740, I'm definitely out. So watching here. Shorting again. So I'm in with my full account here. Average price is 714. As a trader, you have to be really good at being wrong and accepting being wrong. It's not about being right or wrong in trading. It's about taking a setup, trading a setup based on, technical price movement, and then going with the flow. If it goes in your direction, capitalize on it. If it doesn't, get out, except that you're wrong. So I just stopped out there at 744. So lost about $200 on that trade. So I think I'm probably done with CLEU for now. I think that was 3 red trades. It might have been 2. But I'm up 487 on the day, which is great. And going to look for a good opportunity. So let's look at some of these other stocks. FTFT, SFET, CLEU, ARTL. Alright. I think I will take one more stab at CLEU, but I'm not going to add my whole account to it until I see a movement that I want. So short 164 at 710. If it breaks below 7, I'm going to add some more. So adding here for the break below 7. If it can get below 707, alright, so this is my last draw with CLEU. If this trade doesn't work, I'm going to be done for the day. Average price is 706. Stop is 730 right now. So if it hits 730, I'm stopping out. So right now I can feel a little bit of frustration that I gave back nearly a third of my profit on the day. And the fact that I just repeatedly took trades that didn't go in the direction I was hoping and anticipating it would. So in that aspect, I'm a little bit out of shape emotionally, but I'm aware of it, and I am going to slow down, not trade if this trade doesn't work. But it does look really good here. This is a 5-minute pullback, or pull up, pull back, whatever you want to call it, coming down. My average price is 706. So I can put that in here. And 706. So this blue line is my average price. My current stop is, I'm going to keep my stop at the 9 EMA here. So my stop is 727, just because I really am giving this some room. I didn't give it the room it needed just before, and I stopped out at 744, and it went to a high of 750 and then came back down. So that would have prevented a $200 loss, but stopping out is necessary. If you don't stop out, it will keep running in the wrong direction sometimes and wipe you out. So you always got to stop out. So on Tuesday, I started with a $2,004 account. I've had 3 green days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I've all had increased my account every day that I've been trading it in this small account challenge. Today is day 4. Definitely am going to keep it green today. I've had a couple really good days for my account size, over $1,000 on, a $2,000 account, and over $1,000. That was Tuesday. Over $1,000 on Thursday with a $3,300 account. So it's pretty significant gains in a matter of 3 days. It's all about risk versus reward. you're risking a lot putting your full account into a volatile stock over and over and over, but you're also there's the potential for significant reward as well. And so we're trying to minimize the risk and maximize the reward. And we can do that through um, trading pullbacks, taking profit, getting out quickly if it goes in the wrong direction, and maintaining a level head and emotions throughout the entire trading day. So my current stop on this is 723. The 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart, which is right here. That would be a little bit of a loss, but it wouldn't be catastrophic. And I would still have a comfortable profit on the day. If it does keep going down in the direction I would like it to, it could come down all the way to 650 easily on the first couple 5-minute candles coming down. Alright, getting ready to stop out here. 726 is the current moving average price. And then if it does keep going down past 650, I could easily see it getting to 614 or so. That's this moving average here, and even lower than that. But first it's going to have to make the initial move, and getting pretty close to stopping out here. My current stop out price is 726. FTFT looks like it's coming up and trying to break the VWAP. If you want to pull that one up, don't see a whole lot of else that's interesting. So here we are getting a move that I've been anticipating on CLEU. Hopefully it can sustain the move and make this 5-minute breakout a little bit more significant to the downside. So there's a pretty big buyer here at 7. So that's not great. So there isn't any real clean clean setup here. So at this point, it's just kind of waiting to see what it does. So my first profit target, or my first price level where I want to take a profit, is all the way down at 650. I've been risking quite a bit, jumping in here repeatedly, losing a couple $100, and the low on the day right now is 663 on this candle here. So it's getting close to making a new low on the day. Doing a 1 minute pullback here. So anytime there's a move on the 5-minute chart, the first move in the other direction is usually a 1 minute pullback on the 1 minute chart. So that's what we're seeing right here, and then ideally it's going to continue down and make a new low of day. So 663, we broke that, so it's making a daily low. I'm about to take some profit here. So trying to take some profit at 640 if I can. If it doesn't get there right now, that's okay. So when I'm sending out orders to take profit, when it's coming down, I'm trying to buy it at the bid price here. So my order goes to buy so many, whatever percentage of my position at this price. So it has to keep continuing to go down in price. There has to be more selling than buying after I send the order in order for the order to execute. That's just because I'm trying to get a little bit better price. At any time, I can go ahead and take some of my position off the table by buying at this price, and I have hotkeys for that as well. But I like to try and get the better price here by a couple cents. Sometimes that works against me because I'll send out the order to take some of my profit, and then it doesn't fill, and then it goes all the way back up to my price. So there's ups and downs to that method, but it tends to work well a lot of the time. I might go in and adjust the parameters sometimes so that there's a little bit bigger window. So maybe this price plus 5 cents, it can execute in that price window. But at that point, it's about the same as sending an order out on the bid or on the ask. So So now you know I have a, you can see right here up in my position summary, I'm up 43 cents per share. So that's pretty comfortable amount to be up. So I'm not sitting here with my hands on the hotkeys to cover. I'm a little bit more relaxed than I've been, and I'm waiting for another move down. So a little bit of consolidation and then another move down towards 615 with my full position. So today I probably starting out right off the bat, I had two decent trades that I didn't take more than a quarter of my position off the table, and then it came back, and I didn't capitalize on the move very well. That was, I think, believe that happened my first two trades, and it seems like today I've had the mentality of holding my full position for bigger moves, and it hasn't really worked for me today. Nothing's really connected. I haven't had the huge win of holding my whole account for a bigger move. And I'm doing it right now too. But I can afford to do it right now because I am up on the day. I do have a cushion. And I do have a belief based on what I'm looking at and the way the stock has been trading today that it is going to continue to come down. But no one can predict the future. And it's completely speculative. So I'm not going to be bent out of shape if it doesn't. And ideally I can get out of this trade with some profit instead of it coming all the way back up to $7.06, which is my average price. But it does look good to keep coming down here. So this is called being a little bit greedy for sure. But I can't afford it at this point on the day. You can't afford it at the beginning of the day if you want to have a good cushion. You want to take some good entries and you want to take profit quickly. So I just put out an order to buy back a quarter at 635. I'm going to cancel that order. It would be great if it stays below 650. Whole dollars and half dollars are levels of support and resistance. So if it stays below 650, that's ideal. But that is asking a lot. This has dropped down quite a bit on this 5-minute breakout. CLEU hitting the scanners. This is a 10 million share float. LGHL might be more interesting. Let's pull that one up. LGHL. This one has a 7 million float and 1.9 million shares of volume. I'll just pull it up right here so you can see it. LGHL. Let's see what this looks like. It's not easy to borrow. I can't short it. Vietnam retail trends. So CLEU is breaking up above, or trying to break above 650. So I'm keeping an eye on the level 2 for CLEU while I'm looking at this other stock. Not that interesting for me right now. It did do a nice daily breakout here, so each of these candles is a day. So this is like a 5-minute setup, but it's a daily setup. I'm going to pull up CLEU. So it is holding below 650, but it certainly wants to try and get above 650. Here we go. 1 minute breakout to the downside. The current low is 634 on the day. Right now, I just had a very dangerous thought in my mind. I was thinking, so in this small account challenge, I've averaged over $1,000 a day, to the best of my knowledge. I'm taking a quarter at 627 if I can. Yeah, so this, I'm just going to leave that for now. So I thought, wow, right now I'm up almost $1,000 on the day with my realized and unrealized profit. If you add these two numbers up, it's close to 1,000. And I was thinking, well, I think I've averaged $1,000 a day for the first 3 days of this small account challenge. Maybe not after commissions. I'll check that this weekend. But I was like, if I just hold on to this a little bit longer, then I can have $1,000 today and I'll maintain my $1,000 daily average on this challenge, which is amazing because I started with a $2,000 account 3 days ago. And so that's a bad thought because then I'm trading based on my P&L instead of what is right in front of me, the market information, the charts, the level 2, and that is very dangerous because then I could be holding it for the wrong reason. I'm holding this because I think it's going to come all the way down to this moving average of 613. I'm not going to hold this because I want $1,000 of profit on the day. Anytime you are trading your P&L, or anytime I'm trading my P&L, I make bad decisions because my trading and my decision-making process is disconnected from the market. It's what I want. It's not what the market is doing. And when you trade for what you want, it does not work. You just have to trade what the market gives you and be grateful for the opportunity and try and capitalize on it as much as you can while managing your risk. And we all make mistakes. I've made some mistakes today. But the goal is to learn from those mistakes and to implement that experience into our future decision making and basically just constantly improve and evolve to trade in an ideal way. Trading is very dynamic. So we just came up here on the 1 minute chart and tapped the moving average. It's the 20 EMA. I have 634 shares shorted at 706. So I don't own these shares. In fact, I borrowed them. So I borrowed these shares from my broker and sold them to someone else on the market at $7.06. And now the price has gone down 67 cents from that entry, and I aim to buy them back at a lower price. I could buy them back right now and it would be a pretty solid trade, but I do see this coming down at least to 614. If I really wanted to, I could wait even longer. If you look on the daily chart here, this stock was trading at, let's see here. Yesterday, it had a high of $4.13. Realistically, this could easily come all the way back down to $5 today. It's just a matter of what it does here on this moving average on the 5 minute chart and how I feel about sitting here for potentially another couple hours as this comes down. So we'll see. We'll see how it behaves around this 200 moving average on the 5 minute chart, and we'll see how I feel about sitting here for a few more hours if it's gonna pull back more throughout the day. So I think let me check here. That would have been the case yesterday if I had stuck around. So yesterday I traded ACIU and RCMT. So I'm going to pull those up here really quickly. So ACIU and RCMT. So here's ACIU. What did it do yesterday? So yesterday, this trended down throughout the entire day. And RCMT did the same thing. I don't remember the prices I got out on these, but I think it was around $8 when I stopped trading RCMT. I'd have to go back and check. Either way, if I was shorting these, and if I had stuck in my short trades for a couple more hours, I could have probably even doubled my profit on the day yesterday. But that isn't always what I want to do or what I have time to do. So do I want to do that on CLEU is the question. There's no guarantee it's going to make that move, but it often is the case with these stocks that are gapping up and then come down pretty quickly after the market opens. I really need to try and record in better resolution. I'm looking at my video here from yesterday, and it's a little bit fuzzy. If you look at it on a big screen, it helps. But yeah. So I'm gonna try and increase the resolution of my screen recordings for sure in the future. The level 2, the market information here, time of sales level 2, tends to move so fast that um, I like to record in 60 frames per second, because otherwise you can't capture all the movement on the level 2. And I'm also hoping to start live streaming next week. I got another Lenovo laptop, Lenovo Legion gaming laptop, but it has a solid state hard drive and a normal hard drive, and I think when I'm so the goal is to have this computer handling all the live streaming, but I think it might be too loud next to the microphone because of the hard drive. So we'll see. Might have to get another one that's just a solid state hard drive. So this is looking like it is trying to break down a little bit more. It did this kind of pullback consolidation here, tapped this moving average, and is back down to basically the low of day here. I'm about to send out an order to take some profit if it breaks down below 620. It's kind of interesting. So as this stock has been coming down, I keep saying I'm going to be taking profit when it gets below a certain level, and then I send an order, never executes, and consequently I'm still in with my full initial position on this stock, and that doesn't look good right there. That looks like it is kind of rejecting this level and coming back up. So we'll see what it does here on the 1 minute chart. I certainly don't want it to get over 645, this moving average right here. If it does, I might stop out. So it's being a little bit more volatile, a little bit more volume here on these 1 minute candles than the last 10, 12 minutes. So we'll see what it does here. It's definitely a little bit harder for this stock to break through this level, coming down with this moving average on the 5 minute chart. So I truly am trading just based on technical patterns and setups, because this stock, I couldn't tell you a single thing about what the company does other than it's a Chinese stock that has to do with education. The name of the stock is China Liberal Education Holdings. So very different from investing. So I just stopped out with my whole position there because it's breaking up above this moving average, or trying to, and I just don't want to hold it any longer if it does that. So I'm pretty happy with that trade. I had plenty of opportunity to take some profit down lower than the price I got out, but I'm okay with that. Today, it's worked for me. It would have worked for me if I was trading a little bit more quickly, taking more profit, but it's also worked for me to be a bit more patient and wait to see what the stocks will actually do. Right here, I just didn't have the patience or interest to hold it breaking above this moving average, 20 exponential moving average on the 1 minute chart, because it has been respecting this moving average since my entry up here at I think it was $7.06 or so. So I've been trading for an hour and 50 minutes now, and do I want to stick around and look for more opportunities? Sure, I'll stay until in 10 more minutes, and if I see something, then I will take a trade. If not, then call it a day. It's been a good week, and be back at it on Tuesday. Monday is President's Day, February, let's see here, February 15th, President's Day. So the stock market is closed on Monday. I started this count challenge on Tuesday of this week, so I'm having 2 4-day weeks in a row, which is okay. Honestly, I would be happy to trade 7 days a week if it were a thing, but it's not. I'm taking a small position on CLEU here at 644, just because, it's done this pullback here, and I am thinking it will continue lower today, but only took a quarter of my account. No need to get in with my full account yet unless it's actually starting to make the move, because it can also just as easily go in the opposite direction. gonna short another little bit here today. My average price is 639. Stop out is 660. That's a little bit high. So when it's not the market open and things are a little bit slower, you got to be patient because, you know, setups take longer to form and moves take longer to happen. So if there's a setup right here, I'm just trading this pullback here. So it did a pullback on the 5-minute chart, and now it's respecting, well, we'll see. But it is staying below this moving average. And as you can see here on this 5-minute chart, it's been stair-stepping down all day. So we had the market open here, and it shot up and then came down, 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 did a little brief pullback there. Down here, did a 10-minute pullback there. Down here, did a little 5-minute pullback there. Down here, now it's turning a little bit here, but it is close to the moving average here. So if it's going to continue its pattern of doing this, you know, selling, breaking down, pulling back, selling, breaking down, pulling back, right now is the time that it's going to be going down because it's really close to the moving average here. This moving average is kind of bouncing off of. It's kind of like a bouncy ball. So it did a big bounce here, smaller bounce there, smaller bounce there, bigger bounce there, and we're just looking to see if it will bounce again. It's kind of 50-50 whether this stock is going to maintain this price level and respect this moving average, the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart, or if it's going to break down below it. Don't really know. So let's see here. So here is the 5-minute chart. Let me get this right. Nope. Here's the 5-minute chart on the one of the stocks I traded yesterday, RCMT. And this one did the same thing. It stair stepped down like this. Then it kind of went sideways here, and then it came down, tapped this moving average, and broke it to the downside. So, is that going to happen with CLEU? Don't know. Right now, it's bumping into this 200, this moving average up here, the 9 EMA. So this isn't looking super great. If it breaks 660, I'm going to stop out. So you can see, just look at this 1 minute chart. It's been churning sideways here between 660 and 630 for nearly 40 minutes. I've now been trading for over 2 hours. It's 7 o'clock Alaska time. So started trading about 30 minutes before the market opened today. So I'm shorting the rest of my account here at 646. In with 699 shares. Just looks good for a breakdown, and I timed it pretty well there. So now we want to see it continue. We want it to break the 630 level. We want to get into the 620s. We want it to tap 615. That's what we want. But there's no way to make that happen unless you have a $1 billion trading account and you can move the market. So since we don't have that, we're going to see what we'll get here. Average price is 641. 699 shares. You know, the way this just behaved there, I could see it do a flash crash and just come down to this moving average really quickly, honestly. But there was obviously a lot of support, people buying here above this moving average. But just look at this daily chart. This stock is up 55. Right now it's up 50. It's pulled back a lot, and right now it's up 55% on the day from yesterday. And there isn't any news showing for this stock on my news feed here. on e-signal, but there's got to be some reason it gapped up so much. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. So this is looking great. Looking great. We want to see it continue with this move. There we go. Beautiful. Put an order out here to cover 1/4 of my position at 615, and I'm canceling it. It's interesting behavior that I have had today. Very interesting. I probably should be taking some profit on the ask. So covering 1/4 at 605 again. I'm going to leave this order out here if it stays, below 615. You got to take some profit off the table sometime, right? So that order is almost about to fill there. Can't be too greedy. So I'm not going to cancel that order unless it goes way up above this price. It's a great feeling when you have a very nice cushion on the day and you can just sit here in a trade and basically be ready to stop out if you need to, but it's very low stress. I'm up 30 cents a share right now. Very low stress position on the day right now. Every every morning when the market opens. It's a little bit higher focus and attention to everything because you're at zero on the day. You don't have any cushion. If you have one red trade, you're in the red. And I believe two of the 3 days of this small account challenge so far, not including today, I started out in the red. I went red today on my second trade, I believe. I was red after my trade on SFET. That was a little bit risky. I took 1,500 shares, but the stock was way cheaper, so it's a $2 stock. Okay. And look at me now, canceling this order. It's looking like it's about to break down farther. You can see this consolidation on the 1 minute chart here. IO hitting the scanners. Let's check it out. Oh wow, look at that. Ion Geophysical Corporation. New appointment to its board of directors. Amended restructuring support agreement. Let's watch CLEU as well. It's coming up a little bit. Fourth quarter 2020 results. Their fourth quarter revenues increased 68% sequentially, and backlog increased for a second consecutive quarter, driven by strategic entry into 3D new acquisition, multi-client market, and commercialization of Gemini extended frequency source. So, a lot of that sounds really good, but this is the big number right there. Revenues increased 68%. But I trade technical stuff, technical setups. Yes, the news is what brings the stock to a lot of people's attention, but the moves are what I'm interested in, not the news. It's nice to know what the news is or have a bit of idea, but it's not particularly important. So this is looking good on CLEU for a breakdown to $6 and maybe even below. It's just trading very slowly now, so being patient. Alright, the low of the last candle was 608, so there we go. We are making a new low on the 5-minute pattern here. It just bounced off the low of day, 604 there. Wow, IO, look at that. Definitely extended for sure, but it just did this 1 minute setup there. I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Alright, taking profit on CLEU here. So I bought back 174 shares at 586 because it did the break of $6. This is cool. Getting some action here. Almost 2 hours after the market open on IO. But right now I'm managing my trade on CLEU. IO looks like it's halting coming up here. Or trying, yep, so IO halted. So I got 5 minutes to pay attention to CLEU before IO opens up again. I will make a video about trading halts because they're pretty important to know about for the stocks I'm trading. So be on the lookout for that video. So I'm glad I stuck around to trade this stock longer. It's just really slow moving, so it's a little bit discouraging to stick around. But it pays off to stay in these stocks that are just coming back down. So last 2 days, today and yesterday, I've definitely had most of my profit shorting as opposed to buying low and selling high. I'm selling high and buying low. So it's kind of 50-50. The first 2 days, I think I know the first day I didn't short at all. The second day, I don't remember. But the second day has been my smallest day so far. And my only day under 1,000, assuming this trade goes well. Yeah, the only day under 1,000 was day 2. So I'm going to stop out of this trade right now. So I'm at 1,248.23 on the day. The reason being is I want to get in on some of the action on IO. And it's going to open up in about 2.5 minutes. So I stopped out at 588 there on CLEU. If it continues to go down, that's okay. Because I want to see what we can do on IO. Maybe have a little bit more of something interesting to watch here for the end of the day. So this stock is very extended. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row, and it halted going up. It's up 52% right now on the day. The level 2 for this stock is down here at the bottom. It halted at 11:18.04, so it will resume at 11:23.04, which is in just about a minute. And I'm going to be watching for a dip trade. This stock, okay, it gets better. This stock is easy to borrow, so I can short this stock as well. So obviously don't want to short it right here because it's trending up. But it is very extended. It So I'm going to look for a dip trade to buy. I'm only going to use 1/4 of my account on my first entry to manage risk. It would be very risky to go into this with my whole account. That would be about 1,000 shares. There is a chance I have 4 times buying power on this stock. When my account gets up above a certain level, they give me 4 times buying power on some stocks and not on some others. So it's resuming right here. I'm looking for a dip. Interesting. It resumed, but it's not really moving. Very interesting. Okay. So here's the dip. I'm buying. So I bought 251 shares at 456. Just trading with 1/4 of my account. No reason to give back too much profit on the day if it doesn't go in the direction I want it to. So I'm going to take a little profit here at 484 if I can. So, sold my whole position, or sold half my position there. Now, if it breaks $5, I'm going to sell the rest at 507. So I made $98.24 right there. Not bad. So that was a dip trade, and made another $100. So that's pretty good. I had good executions. I got out at 506, and the high of day is 506. So that was a perfect execution there for a dip trade. It very well may keep going up and halt again at some really high price, but I'm very happy with that trade. The one thing I could have gotten a little bit better is my entry, which, let's see what that was. It was what was it, 456? Yeah, I think so. 456. And it dropped down to, let's see what it dropped down to. 431. So I definitely could have had a little bit better entry there, but it worked out. I thought about averaging down when it was down below my price, which would have been okay, but just the fact I haven't been watching this stock very long, and the fact that it's being very volatile, it's so extended, I didn't want to get into too much into this stock. So wow, this might really extend my trading day because this one is still trending up and it's easy to borrow. So gotta watch this for opportunities to the long and the short. So this could be my longest trading day so far, this challenge. If I go another 8 minutes, then we'll be at 2.5 hours of trading, which is how long I traded yesterday. So far since I got out of CLEU here, it hasn't really moved. So that was a good exit on CLEU as well. Can't complain. Overall, I'm really happy with my trading for this small account challenge. And even though I haven't been live streaming yet, the fact that I'm recording this and putting it out there on the internet really has impacted me in a positive way. And just talking about it to myself here and to this recording, and eventually to you listening to this, is really helping me to stay focused, stay level-headed, to always be aware of my emotions, to stop out. I've been doing pretty good at stopping out when I should or when it's necessary. And yeah, I feel pretty good about it. So I'm putting IO up here because I like looking up here better. So I'm shorting a small amount at 441. It's doing a pullback here, and it is to the long, but it's so extended that okay, that was not great. So I'm ready to get out of here. I'm certainly not going to add to this unless it breaks the VWAP, and I'm going to stop out at $5 here. So I just gave back all my profit on the stock, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. That was a bad decision. So normally you want to buy on a pullback, and I sold it short, anticipating that this that it's so extended that it would break below the VWAP. But that's the consequence of taking a trade like that, and it's not the end of the world. I am interested over $5, so we'll see here. Taking a starter at 485. I went with shift 2, half of my account, because it did, its bounce off the VWAP here was pretty strong. If it's going to break $5, I'm going to add. So I'm adding here. It's breaking $5, and I'm selling. Nope. Cancel that order. Average price is 488. I'm going to sell half here if I can at 526. Nope. Canceling that order. Selling half there. And holding the rest for a halt if it goes up. So I believe I had almost 1,000 shares there at one point. So this is the really, really, really fast-paced, nerve-wracking trading that is usually at the market open, and we're seeing it here exactly 2 hours after the market opened on IO. So stopping out with the rest there. So yeah, that was exciting. So right now I'm a little bit on edge. This is more advanced than the shorting that I've been doing on CLEU. And I'm just going to watch and see what it does here. I'm not in it anymore. I didn't want to risk it flashing down on me there when it started pulling back towards 5. So that was a good decision because I was managing risk, and you always want to prioritize managing risk over trying to get more profit. Always. So if it breaks below VWAP, I want to short it. VWAP is 462. Oftentimes, I short stocks way too early. For example, when I gave back my $100 of profit and was red on this stock, there for a minute or two. That was a horrible decision to short it, and I do that a little bit too often. So I need to trade with the trend. One thing that's very important is trading the trend. So just looking to see what it does here. So $5 seems to be a level of resistance here. I'm taking a small short at 472 for the break of the VWAP to the downside here. These I want to be quick trades. Very quick trades. If it's not going to work, I want to stop out. It seems like $5 is certainly a level of resistance here. Shorting again. So my average price is 470 on this short. This is somewhat risky. I mean, very risky. Shorting the rest of my account here. Well, not really. I tried. There. Okay. So I'm in with 961 shares short, average price of 466. I always need to have an idea of where I want to stop out. Right now, it's looking good. just waiting for a flush below the VWAP here. Looks good. On the 1 minute chart, we want it to break below that moving average 459 and hold below it. I see a lot of topping tails on these candles, which is good. The news doesn't really amaze me. Which is also good, but not particularly important for this kind of trading. So I'm up $12 per share here. So some resistance trying to break below the moving average on the 1 minute chart. It's respecting it, but certainly putting pressure on it. There we go, looking good. This is a very tense moment because I'm in this account, this trade with my full account, and have 961 shares short, and I'm just below that price, and it could do a breakout to the upside. It is a couple hours into the market here today. Okay, so what's my stop out price? If we can get a good move down on this, that'd be really good. But can't predict the future. It just feels like there's so much pressure on this. Still can't quite break below and hold below the moving average on the 1 minute chart, which is at 461. It's tried to for the last 5 minutes, but we might have it happen right here. trying really hard. 9 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. Just couldn't quite do it. Hands on the hotkeys at all times. Breaking below the $0.50 of 450 would be really good. So I just covered a quarter of my position at 440 and another half at 432. So I'm holding 481 shares here. Short. Well, I'm short 481 shares at 461 average price. So my first order went out to cover at 436. It wasn't executing, so I did an order to cover a quarter of my position on the ask at 440, which is an immediate execution. And then right after that executed, it came back down to 436, and my second order went through. So took half of my position off the table, and that was 27 cents of profit or so on average per share, which is great. Covered another half of my position at 428. So now I'm just short 241 shares. Let's check out CLEU, see if it came down anymore. Nope. So my exit on CLEU was perfect. Perfect. Forget what price I stopped out, but it was around 588 or so. So I'm happy with that. On IO, either it's gonna continue to come down, or it'll pull. It'll test the VWAP again. But I don't see this one going higher today. Higher than it already has. The high of day is 535, and it's has a lot of selling. So this one has a float of let's pull this up here. So this is a float of 11.1 million, and it's had just under 15 million shares of volume today. So, oil and gas industry. It engages in the provision of geoscience technology, services, and solutions to the oil and gas industry. Had a new appointment to the board of directors. Oh, sorry. Earlier I said I wasn't too amazed by the news, but I was just thinking about the appointment to the board of directors and restructuring. The fact that, it's a fourth quarter. Revenues increased 68% in 2020 fourth quarter is actually big news. So I take that back from earlier. So I'm actually stopping out here at 435, covering my last bit of the position there. While it may continue downwards, I capitalized on the move I wanted to there for the initial breakdown below the VWAP. Took a little bit to happen, but it did happen. And just because it's been such a long day, I think that I might call it a day now. Yep, so I'm going to call it a day now. Traded 3 stocks, CLEU, SFET, and IO. Pretty much all my profit today was shorting. And if I did my math correctly, I have just quadrupled my account in 4 days. Started with $2,004, and my account is going to be over $6,000 after today, which is incredible. So I'm going to call it a day. My P&L is $1,746.08. There was some exciting action there. It got a little boring on CLEU for probably about an hour, hour and a half, just shorting it as it slowly came down. And then IO finished off the day with a little bit of excitement, both to the long and to the short. Probably could stick around a little bit longer and capitalize on this either coming down or coming back up and breaking VWAP, whichever way it decides to go. And I'll just call it good and be back on Tuesday. This weekend or Monday on President's Day, I'm going to try and do a video to go over the first 4 days of my small account challenge. And yeah, if you have any questions for me for that video, if you managed to watch this far, just ask them in the comments and I will gladly answer any and all questions on my recap of the first week of this small account challenge. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. See you on Tuesday. Note the market is closed Monday because of the holiday for President's Day. So have a good day.